Hi, my name is Sean McGowan, and my presentation will be a SWOT analysis of a Philadelphia Phillies game. The game I attended was on June 10th, 2018 at Citizens Bank Park against Milwaukee Brewers at 7:10 p.m. Phillies won 4-3. It was a very close, fun game to watch. It was actually the first Phillies game I went to in the last 5 years, so I was very much looking forward to seeing if the team operated any differently than I remembered, and if the stadium was any different than I remembered as well. Some strengths to the organization are that they've always had a loyal fan base over the last 10 years, even through some rough times since the World Series. They've always had a loyal fan base, all Philly sports teams. Nobody really jumps ship. They're always selling out games. Another strength to the organization is that this ballpark is located in the South Philadelphia Sports Complex, where all Philadelphia sports teams are located. It makes it really easy to know where you're going on game day. Another strength is their strong relationship with corporate and local sponsors. So Coca-Cola has always been a huge corporate sponsor for them. And then Chickies and Pete's and Citizens Bank are been huge sponsors for them forever. Chickies and Pete's is a big sponsor for all Philly sports teams. Bucket of crab fries at any Philly game. So one key strength that's really important to the Phillies in general over other Philly sports teams is that they're a family-oriented environment. Eagles, Flyers games, you could still take your kids to them, but it's a little more rowdy than a Phillies game. And then the Phillies always have had friendly and hardworking staff, ticket collectors, section attendants, maintenance staff. They're always friendly, nice people. You can go up to them and ask them anything. So some weaknesses to the organization. There aren't many to the Phillies organization, but one thing that could make their organization better is if instead of outsourcing their food vendors, they chose to use their interns that are in-house, save some money, and it would better represent their organization than a vendor who is just going to work in a different stadium next weekend. And another weakness for me would be a lack of change in the stadium. For me, it was my first game there in the last 5 years, and I almost remembered everything where it was. It didn't look much differently than I remembered, and I think it's important to upgrade certain stuff to keep fans wanting to go to the games. So for opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities for the Phillies to open into new fields that are opening in baseball. For one thing would be cheap food prices. That's kind of making a new resurgence back in the sports world, cheaper food prices to keep fans buying food instead of just not buying it because the prices were being jacked up so much before. Digital tickets is another one that's been a huge movement in the sports world to go all online for tickets. It's a interesting strategy. I don't know how I feel, but it's a new opportunity that they could explore. And some threats that are to the organization are mainly strictly to all of baseball, and they are that the length of the games are really taking a toll on all of baseball. You have games going up to almost an hour longer than they were in the past, and it's tough to keep fans interested for that long of a time. And struggles with team. I mean, over the last 10 years, the Phillies haven't been nearly as good as they were since they won the World Series. And they're starting to get better, but that can be a huge threat to your organization if your team is really struggling. It could really make it hard to sell tickets.